What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the MT09 TPS Recall, unfortunately. So no new test ride. We're just gonna jump on my bike and I'm gonna tell you all I know about this TPS Recall. So I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video you already know what's going on. But here's the story, the full story. So a few months ago I read the news about Yamaha recalling all the MT09 made after 2021, 21 included actually. So from 2021 to 2025, first few months of 2025, for a problem on the TPS, which is the throttle position sensor, I think it's called. As I'm pretty sure you know, even better than me, the throttle here in the MT09 is totally digital, so there is no cable. You send an input via sensor to a control unit, and the control unit decides how much power to give to your bike. There is literally no cable, there is no connection between your throttle and the engine. And apparently there was a problem, and which you might have noticed already yourself, because I always have had this problem and I just thought it was normal, it was just the way this bike is. And I always had this feeling, you know, that the throttle response, especially when taking off, it was a bit disconnected from the engine. So you would twist the throttle, but nothing would happen, you know, until you twist it a bit more. And even when you were twisting it, it looked like the engine was resisting. So it's like, okay, no, that's not enough. Give me a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. It was very awkward. So, of course, I read about this news that there was a problem in the throttle response. But I checked the serial number, you know, the VIN number, and that number did not match with the range that I read from that post online. So I just thought, okay, fine, it's my bike is fine, the problem is just me, you know, I just need to get used to this throttle. But anyway, long story short, I could not get used to this throttle, right? And again, the problem was just in second gear maximum, you know, literally when taking off. So I stalled the bike a few times. So I was looking for a solution. I thought, okay, if Yamaha doesn't have a solution, a fix for me, maybe I can find a way to fix it myself. So I started looking online, you know, flashing your ECU. But you know, if you flash your ECU, you take it to some specialized motor tuning. There is one here, one big here in Dublin. There are two problems essentially. So I got in contact with them and they told me, yes, it's not really a problem, it's just the way the bike is. So the MT09 has this kind of, let's call it issue, because to be compliant to the Euro 5 regulations, essentially they cut the throttle response in first and second gear. So the guy told me it's not really, you know, a defect. That's the way the, you know, this ECU was programmed, right? And then he said, if you want, we can flash your ECU and we can remove all these restrictions. But the problem is, first of all, we will remove all the restrictions. So the bike, if you think it's powerful, is going to be even more powerful. And then, of course, more dangerous. But the second problem is actually even bigger, because apparently, at least in Ireland, there is no regulation telling you that you can't, you know, flash your ECU. So according to the Irish law, you can flash your ECU. But the problem is that the insurance companies, they are not very happy with it. So any change done to your bike after you know, the purchase, or after, you know, the bike was insured, it's considered illegal. So at least you should communicate to your insurance that you applied this change and why you did that. So you do understand that going to an insurance and saying, hey, you know, I want to remove these restrictions because I don't feel very confident in first and second gear with my bike. What do you think? They're probably gonna say no, right? But anyway, so I decided not to go that way, or at least I paused it, also because flashing your ECU will void your warranty, the warranty on your bike, which is not something you really want if your bike is still under warranty, and my bike is. So I was just taking time and trying to find another solution. I thought maybe I could, buy some kit myself, try to see if I can just remove that restriction in first and second gear. I was just, looking around when a guy in some post was saying, but why don't you try to see if there is actually an update from Yamaha which is going to resolve your problem for free. So what I did, I called my dealer, I gave him my VIN, so the serial number of the bike, and he said, no, listen, the only thing I can see is that your bike was made in 2023, but you need to ask to Yamaha Ireland for more details. They have a tool that can be connected to the OBD port to your bike, and they can check which version of firmware is actually installed in your bike. So I got in contact with Yamaha, and guess what? Not only they said that there was an update for the ECU of my bike, but also that there was a recall in progress, which was exactly the TPS recall which I was mentioning earlier. So I was asking, hey, but wait a second, nobody ever called me. So the only reason I came to you is because I wanted to know if there was, an update for my bike, because I have this problem and I cannot get rid of it. Anyway, long story short, guys, they did everything for free. It only took like 1 hour something. And since then, which was only a few days ago, the bike feels much better. Again, I don't see any difference in the way the bike, responds. Now, for example, now it's in mode 3. I don't see any difference in that sense, but the big difference again is when you take off. So now you do feel that your twist is actually connected to the engine. So when you let the clutch out, you give some gas, you twist the throttle a bit, you can feel the point where the bike starts rolling. While before it was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe let's give some more throttle just to be sure. So yes, that update did resolve this problem. So what I'm telling you, my message for today is, if you do think you have that problem with your MT09, with the throttle response, especially when taking off, if you think it feels a bit disconnected from the engine, go and check. If you didn't get a letter from Yamaha, just go and get in contact with them, because chances are the dealer, like in my case, never called you for whatever reason. There is already a small review in my channel, very quick review. I'm very happy with the bike in general. I'm super happy. The engine is amazing, powerful, it's super comfortable. It's really fun to drive, it's really powerful. So it is a good bike if you fix the problem with the throttle. So that's my piece of advice for you. And I'd say drive safe, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye!